barrels of gallons of water that they have, and they send it out into the Pacific. For the Pacific, it's like a drop, it's nothing.
Gonna be okay. Hi.
Then we have power flashlights there.
Flying right over that thing.
Hi there. How many more horses do you have?
We have a couple we just left.
The worst thing you could wish in someone's life aside from death.
And we ended up with these massive fires that we're paying hundreds of billions of dollars for to fix, and the destruction is incredible. So I think California ought to get their act together, and it's a disgraceful thing.
America and Americans are waking up to the truth. But not only are Americans waking up to the truth, the entire world is waking up to the truth. And we are looking past the line and seeing the corrupt leadership that is all over this country. And you might maybe thinking, what does this fire have to do with corrupt leadership? Well, you need to watch this video and I'll share with you exactly what you need to know. Because you know that Bible scripture that says the love of money is the root of all evil? It couldn't get any clearer than that. Matter of fact, all of this possibly could have been avoided. You've got to believe that there are wicked agendas that are trying to be pushed out into the media to show you what they want to show you. It's sad because nobody even takes time to go to the actual truth and figure it out for themselves. They just grab the remote, turn on the TV, and let's see what the news station has to say, honey. And probably 90% of the time, the news station is just filling your ears with complete garbage, with stuff that'll just make you happy and feel good, and then they're trying to push fear onto you. You need to find places where you can hear the uncensored truth. Because in all reality, 10 years ago, people could take some lies. Today, people are fed up with the lies. And there's been devastating things. Guys, we're gonna check out the devastating things that have happened. I mean, these fires in California, countless people been found dead, countless buildings destroyed, people's homes that they built from the ground up wiped away. I mean, it's tragic. But believe it or not, there was something said many months ago by a man named Donald Trump. And he warned them, he told them this and this, and you'll see the full video in a minute. But what did they do? They took that money. It's just like, it all stems back to the love of money. So I want you to see this corrupt system, but we're not only gonna look at that, we're gonna look at the people's response. I mean, the people that are in the middle of this right now, and this is very, very sad. I'm sure many of you will cry. Without further ado, let's hop straight into it. But first, before we get into this crazy conspiracy, not conspiracy, I guess you could say, it's wild and it's also tragic and sad. Would you go follow me on Instagram? The link is down in the description. I have a lot of stuff that I post on my Instagram about, like, my personal life, my ministry travels, things that are happening with me, like I'm engaged, I'm about to be married, and different things like that. I'd love for you to go give me a follow, like my content, and then you could DM me and let me know that you came from YouTube. It always encourages me and brings a smile to my face. Now, I don't know who this is giving this press interview, but I don't know. She might be the mayor of something. I really don't know. That's just an assumption. But look, nevertheless, she's making a statement about the fires. This person tweeted, so we're supposed to believe what this lady says about the California wildfires while she's wearing an upside down cross around her neck? And if you don't know, in today's modern age, that is satanic. It's not about, Peter was crucified upside down. No, in today's modern age, that's a sign of Satanism. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing that right here? Are you seeing? Guys, somebody commented down below. They said they don't hide evil anymore. It's like the devil isn't even hiding anymore. He wants to show you blatantly, Yes, I'm the one behind this. And if you thought this was just a big hoax, watch this video and look at me in the eyes across your screen and tell me this is a big hoax. Check this out.
You know,
This is gonna make you cry.
swimming in the pool, and the next day it's all gone. But she came out with her little Yeti piggy bank for us to rebuild our house.
He lost it.
Oh my gosh, James Woods, we all hope that you will be able to rebuild your house, maybe starting with that little Yeti piggy bank.
I mean, just so sad. I mean, not just him, but everyone affected in these California fires. Now, I do just tell you this. I don't want to get shut down. By the way, I'm going to show you crazier things. But look at this. This concerns me and all these other people who are making content about this stuff. Gavin Newsom is begging Joe Biden to target misinformation on the California fires. Newsom wants Biden to silence the critics online. That's his priority. What happened to free speech? What happened to the First Amendment that we have as American citizens? All right.
Misinformation.
Listen.
We've got to deal with this misinformation.
Gavin Newsom.
There were hurricane force winds of mis and disinformation lies. People want to divide this country, and we're going to have to address that as well.
So, there you have it. Now, some people are saying that this was allowed, that this was all a propaganda so that they could get a secret agenda out there or get your eyes looking out somewhere, aka get a secret agenda out there. Listen to just the first 10 seconds of what was his name? James Wood has to say about this.
Laura, with all due respect, if it is true that things were handled this way, if it is true that Gavin Newsom is the absolute blithering idiot that I believe he is in the way he has handled fire management in this state again and again and again and again, this isn't a wake-up call. This is the kind of thing they have tribunals for, where they try people and say, you had an oath of office to perform certain duties. When you're the fire chief, this isn't a social justice exercise that you're in charge of.
Yeah.
This is you getting water to areas that need water because there are fires in 100-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah.
Burning houses to the ground.
Yeah. Absolutely. You cannot convince me that in the 21st century, in 2025, we don't have something, a means, a way to get this stuff dealt with. Now look at what Jackson Cheese, is that the real name, last name Cheese? Hope the first name isn't Cheddar. I'll keep posting this for Newsom. Flabbergasted by train lootings in LA. It's just unbelievable, he said, then left and did nothing about it. $24 billion of taxpayers' money for the homeless went missing. Are you hearing me? Love of money, root of all evil. This is criminal corruption. Now, this is what I want to get you to, this Donald Trump thing right here. But I'm not going to show you right now. I am going to give you just a second before I show you that, because there's other stuff that we need to cover before we show you that. But trust me, just stick around. Now, you can really see somebody's true motives and their way of thinking when put on the spot under pressure, and they have to go in for, what is it called? It's something like, I'm forgetting the word, conflict, and they're put under conflict. Check this out, because this is the mayor.
I have to get your reaction to what Karen Bass just said, or rather did not
Listen
say.
up.
Watch.
You owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor?
Are you hearing them?
Have you nothing to say today? Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today?
She cut 17.6.
Are you kidding me? What type of world do we live in? Did you just see that? She didn't even speak. Look at this. Ass under pressure.
For being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret
Try to listen.
the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor?
Oh, the truth comes out and you want to stay silent. You want
Have you nothing to say today?
Have you nothing to say today? And what does she do? She looks down on the ground. Conviction.
Nothing to say to the citizens today.
She cut $17.6 million from the fire department's budget.
$17.6 million from the fire department's budget? It's kind of like this, defund the police. Nobody's going to want to be a police officer anymore. Then crime's going to skyrocket. Defund, basically. I mean, look at her. And I don't mean to rag about this, but that James Wood guy, where is he? I want to see him again. That James Wood guy that was crying, this guy that was crying because his little daughter came out the piggy bank saying, "We can rebuild our house, Daddy." And he, "Yes, honey, whatever." And then, what do you have to say about, and she can't even speak. And it's honestly disgraceful. Now, I really hope before I show you some of the stuff I'm about to show you that I don't get banned, because as you know, Gavin Newsom came out and he said we are going to try to hinder and basically ban people who are speaking misinformation. To my knowledge, nothing that I'm saying is misinformation right now. Now, this is what somebody said. The firefighters have had their budget cut, like we just heard. They confronted the mayor about it of Los Angeles. The firefighters have had their budget cut by tens of millions of dollars and diverted to illegal immigrants. Are you hearing me? Now, of course, you know my stance on illegal immigrants. I'm not against people coming in from other countries. I just believe there's a right way to do it. And then this person goes on to say, these fires were expected. They are not climate hoax. I mean, check this out. Now this third one is gonna blow your mind.
We're at 302 Pico, and people are lighting fires now. You can see they lit a fire. These guys, not all the people there, but some of those guys lit that fire, and they're actually, the trees caught fire, and then the palms are catching fire. So civilians are now lighting fires.
They should be sentenced to jail.
Down in the so-called, flats around Santa Monica, Venice. So be safe out there. Fire department's been dispatched. We don't have enough water to put this thing out, but we're supposedly on the way.
Yeah, but they cut their budget tens of millions of dollars, though. Now you may say, Caden, this video is kind of like, this is stupid, and you want to scroll away. It's not stupid. Check it out. I'm telling you, this guy puts it very, very well.
Come.
Okay, I don't understand.
You have come for more so quickly. I am impressed.
Are you saying that people or like the government is actually lighting these fires on their own?
You think your government is good? Do you know of the Tuskegee experiments where the United States government went to black men who had syphilis, told them they had bad blood and were going to fix them, and in fact, they just wanted to study syphilis. So they called their doctors and told them, do not tell them they have syphilis. We are going to watch them die so that we can figure out how they die. The government watched them die. They watched them give it to their spouses and their children and watched them die. But God forbid, they would never burn some property. Watch this video.
How they can manufacture the fires. You think that they have to go in and no, they can do this all from the sky.
You a fool? Do you not think the United States government has the ability to do this with trillions of dollars better than this civilian on TikTok?
Oh, man.
You should be disturbed. You said you're ready. You came back, you wanted more. You knocked on my door.
I feel dirty.
You said you love the truth, but I don't.
I cut it off there at the end, but he said, you said you love the truth, but you don't believe me. You've got to understand, there is a real truth out there. And this person posted, I mean, it's pretty simple. Corrupt officials in Los Angeles and California governments deliberately sparked, I don't want to say everything because, of course, like Gavin Newsom said, power lines to start these, then collect billions in federal emergency funds and launder it amongst themselves. When you actually think about it, it's a very smart plan. So you know how just in 2020, how there were all these, we're going to hire these people to go and put these mail-in ballots or whatever, or whatever the conspiracy was that they had there. I mean, it seems like they could be hiring some people to go start these fires. Could they? Late last night on my scanner, there were dozens of 911 calls saying there were multiple people in ski masks lighting fires. In my opinion, it could multiple reasons. It could be, they had some typos in here. It could multiple reasons there weren't any storms with lightning to ignite these fires. I mean, it's actually brilliant. You hire people to do this for you. And then what do? They go light the fires. It's just keep your hands clean. In all reality, there's too many things that are happening back to back. I mean, look at this. Leadership in Cali planned these fires. No controlled burns. No water. Insurance bails months before these fires. Climate hoax used to enable these evil events. The Cali communist government is totally to blame. Gavin needs to be jailed and prosecuted for crimes against humanity. Now, we are going to get in to Trump's warning against this, and you need to watch this because this kind of shows you this was all planned. For those who might be thinking conspiracy about this large forest fire, I seriously doubt that's true. For years, California hasn't maintained the floor of their forest by removing heavy underbrush that increases fire risk. The governor should allocate funding to thin the dense vegetation, remove dead plants, and carve fire break gaps to manage putting out wildfires to prevent the fire spread. Now we must pray for the devastation loss for the Californians and just pray it ends soon. And this was Trump many years ago saying this, and there's more to come with this.
It's cleaned out and protected. You got to take care of the floors, the floors of the forests, very important. You look at other countries where they do it differently, and it's a whole different story. I was with the president of Finland, and he said, we have a much different, we're a forest nation. He called it a forest nation. And they spend a lot of time on raking and cleaning and doing things, and they don't have any problem. And when it is, it's a very small problem. So
almost like it's a planned problem where they don't want to do it because they want this emergency fund tax-paying money. And then the cops actually caught one of the guys who was lighting the fires. Listen to this. There's a few videos going around TikTok showing people in California setting these fires on purpose. Conspiracy theory, terrorism, fake news, reality. Will we ever really know? I even see one that claims Shaq started the fire. I don't know about that. But look at this. They're arresting them. I mean, look at this. This is the devastation it's causing. These are people in an airplane.
Wow. The whole entire hills are on fire.
Now this is super sus, like that John Cena super slam. This is super sus right here. Check this out. It says Gavin Newsom fakes being on a call with Joe Biden when California citizen runs up to him and demands answers about the fire and the response.
Governor, you got a second? Governor, I live here, Governor. That was my daughter's school, Governor. Please tell me what you're going to do. I'm not going to hurt him, I promise.
I'm literally talking to the president right now to specifically answer the question of what we can do for you and your daughter.
Can I hear it? Can I hear your call? Because I don't believe it.
I'm sorry. There's literally, I've tried 5 times. That's why I'm walking around to make the call.
Why is the president not taking your call?
Because it's not going through. So
Why?
I have to get cell service.
So let's get it. Let's get it. I want to be here when you call the president.
I appreciate it. I'm doing that right now.
What do y'all think in the chat?
To immediately get reimbursements, individual assistance, and to help you. I'm devastated for you. I'm so sorry, especially for your daughter. I have 4 kids. Losing the school.
Everyone who went to school there, they lost their homes. They lost 2 homes because they were living in one and building another. Governor, please tell me, what are you going to do with the president right now?
We're getting the resources to help rebuild.
Why was there no water in the hydrants, Governor?
That's all literally.
Is it going to be different next time?
It has to be.
Has
right?
to be, of course.
What are you going to do?
That's what they said before.
To fill the hydrants. I would fill them up personally, you know that.
I literally have.
I would fill up the hydrants myself.
I understand.
But would you do that?
I would do whatever I can.
But you're not. I see do you know there's water dripping over there, Governor? There's water coming out there. You can use it.
I appreciate it. I'm going to make the call to address everything I can right now, including making sure.
Wow. And that's what Gavin Newsom had to say. This is what Joe Biden has to say.
Madam Vice President, I know you're directly affected, so you fire away. No pun intended.
All right, as the president throws it to the vice president.
Did you hear what he said? Just making up jokes.
Right.
He said fire away. No pun intended. $52 billion in damage. This is honestly really sad because it says, if you've been affected by the California fires, Joe Biden has a hotline for you to call. Unfortunately, he's senile and unable to read the number from the paper his intern printed for him. Listen.
If they contact disasterassistance.gov, anybody who's lost everything or anything of consequence, disasterassistance.gov or 1-800
wow
1-800-2 I beg your pardon 1-800-621-3362.
Wow. So this is what I wanted to show you. Never forget when Donald Trump tried to warn California being prepared to handle these fires. Trump was right all along.
Here we are with thousands of acres and billions of dollars every year. It's the same thing every year. And they don't want to clean up their forests because they have environmental problems in cleaning it up. It should be the opposite, because you're going to lose your forest. You'll lose it. But it's costing our country hundreds of billions of dollars because of incompetence in California. So
yeah.
The people, I'm speaking now for the people of California, they don't want to see this happen. They're getting destroyed. And it's hurting our budgets, it's hurting our country, and they just better get their act together. Here we are.
I don't mean to rant about this, but why is it Gavin Newsom came out, it sounds like he came out as gay, came out and, where's my words? He blamed the locals for fire hydrants not having any water. Why? Since when do fire hydrants not have water? I mean, since when? If you can't see past the lines here, it's like, what is going on? And then last time I did a Joe Rogan clip, it actually got censored for or copyright, so I don't want to. I'm going to try to play it, and I have to give commentary, so just trust me, chill with me for just one more minute.
I said, do you have a drought? No, we don't have a drought. I said, why don't you have no water? Because the water isn't allowed to flow down.
Wow.
It's got a natural flow from Canada all the way up north. More water than they could ever use.
Yeah, they have more water. I mean, they're literally right on the border of a beach, California. They're right on the border of the water.
Protect a tiny little fish. The water up north gets routed into the Pacific Ocean. Millions and millions of gallons of water gets poured. I could have water for all
millions and millions of gallons is what he's saying.
That land, water for your forests. You know, your forests are dry as a bone.
Yeah,
okay,
dangerous.
That water could be routed. You know, you could have everything. Oh, not only dangerous, billions of dollars a year they spend on forest fires. And you know, there's a case with the environment. They're not allowed to rake their forests because
wow, they're not allowed to rake their forests.
They're not allowed to touch it, and all they have to do is clean their forest, meaning rake it up, get rid of the leaves, get rid of leaves that are sitting there for 5 years, and
we'll certainly get rid of the dead fall,
and get rid of the trees that are falling.
Yeah.
That, you know, are like.
And then people want to blame Trump. The second to last thing I'll show you says, people, please explain what Donald Trump is responsible for here. He didn't start the fires. He didn't fail to execute proper wind-land management. He didn't fail to maintain proper water resources. He didn't fail to activate the California National Guard for 2 days. He didn't open, the border to flood all of these illegal immigrants. He didn't cause mass homelessness. He didn't provide broad entitlements that sustain homelessness. He didn't vote morons into your state government. And then this person quoted, the face in the mirror is to blame. And then this is what Donald Trump said. He said, one of the best and most beautiful parts of the United States of America is burning down to the ground. It's ashes, and Gavin Newsom should resign. This is all his fault. And then he also tweeted, he said, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, has done a terrible job of forest management. I told him from the first day we met that he must clean his forest floors, regardless of what his bosses, the environmentalists, demand of him. Must also do burns and cut fire stoppers. Every year, as the fires rage in California burns, it is the same thing, and then he comes to get the federal government for money help. No more. Get your act together, Governor. You don't see close to the level of burn in other states, but our teams are working well together in putting these massive and many fires out. Great firefighters also open up the ridiculously closed water lanes coming down from the north. Don't pour it out into the Pacific Ocean. Should be done immediately. California desperately needs water. You can have it now. I mean, just look at it. Look at it. I want to thank you for watching this video to the point that you did, and just tell you that, you know, the truth always comes out. We see here, of course, some of this, you know, as it's not all evidence and proved. I mean, but too many things don't line up. Too many things, or matter of fact, they are lining up. And you've got to wake up to the truth. Refuse to be a puppet. And listen, we need to pray for California. I may make an entire video about, this was just kind of the truth about California. I may make an entire video about, is this God's judgment on California? And I'll answer that question there. If you'd like to see that video, let me know down in the comments. But thank you for watching, and thank you for waking up to the truth. I want to give you this one more thing. Like I mentioned about how they demonetized that Joe Rogan video and they copyrighted it. You know, about a year ago it's about a year, 3 months ago now, they demonetized me on YouTube, where I couldn't make money on YouTube. And if you would like to find another way to support me and back me financially to help spread more of this truth and to help spread more of the gospel, I would love for you to back me in the pinned link down below in the description or in the comments. I thank you very much for your support. Even if it's just a couple dollars a month, it adds up and it helps so much, more than you could ever know. I appreciate you. I appreciate your help. Together, we're going to spread the truth, the uncompromised truth found in God's Word all across this globe, online and in person. So if you'd like to back and you like what this 20-year-old is doing and you want to support him with maybe a couple dollars a month, I would appreciate it. It helps me, and this year, I believe God's going to do great things. I'm getting married this year. I'm very excited for that. Like I said, all that information is in my Instagram. Love for you to check me out there. Thank you for watching. Patreon link down below. God bless you as you give and support me financially. I love you guys. Thanks for staying in. Thanks for tuning in to the truth. Bye-bye.